What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and we've got some leaks out of Bethesda that we're going to take a look at, and I'm going to run it past some of my insiders at Bethesda and tell you whether or not they're true. So there's been a very popular post going around about the situation at Bethesda currently, and at first I thought, well, sounds believable, but also understanding that I need to do better. I need to reach out to these companies first if I can, and verify, trust but verify leaks. However, let's see what this one says. So this is kind of popping off on NeoGAF, Bethesda leaker. So you can take the confirmation from the other day that Blades is delayed. I told you, but you thought it was coming out with TGA. Here's the review. It's a family-friendly show right now. Starfield has been stuck in a set of a half dozen nowhere development loops for almost 2 to 3 years. Entire studio is devoted to fixing these, but Maryland never accepts this solution, and they're always starting over. Space combat does not work in this engine. One studio made it work in a new engine. It was pretty awesome, but Maryland threw a fit. Do we make a new level creation toolset, or do we pigeonhole a broken space combat feature into the old kit? Literally 1 year going back and forth on that. As of today, we are nowhere. Half dozen more things like that. Because the stuff is stuck, the story has been rewritten twice, and the whole game's worth of levels and bosses have been made and scrapped. People are seriously asking who's in charge. Blades is about the only thing making progress, and it's poop. It's not fun. Here's what it is. It kind of works. It seems to mostly function, but my god, after 2 minutes of the novelty tap and swipe of swordplay, oh god, it's dull. VR fake, shallow TES is also fun for about 5 minutes. Still so many bugs, especially cross-platform, main reason for the delay. Fallout 76 is killing us. It's causing a panic, and all these projects are unraveling. Here's the rub, though. The main problem is our CEO, a huge jackass who has never touched a video game and is the worst sort of cash-grabby EA-type person you could imagine. He has threatened physical violence on management and devs to get loot boxes into games. No poop. Look this up. He's formerly a banking con man who got a slap on the wrist because his crimes were deep in government corruption. Something about the drug trade and terror. No, I don't have inside knowledge on that. Google BCCI. And then you can see the weaponized autism of the internet. Get to work. So you could take all this confirmation from the other day with Blades is delayed. I told you, but you thought it was coming out. Oh, this is just because this is the text. Now, there is obviously some skeptical people, but there's also a good amount of people that are believing it. Now, with everything going on with Fallout 76 and the dog pile that's existing with Bethesda in Baggate and stuff, it's easy to look at this and kind of just take it at face value and believe it. But I decided to reach out to see if I could get any insiders at Bethesda, and lo and behold, several people responded and proved their employment. Now, I want to, before I get into this, let developers out there know that I don't blame you for the problems with these companies. I think it's easy to rip on the faceless corporations that are Bethesda and EA and Blizzard when they screw up, but I also kind of took for granted just how dedicated a lot of the development employees were and how personal they took it. So I just want to be clear that I do respect what you do for a living, and I'm thankful that you're in there grinding it out to give us all these games and entertain us. However, sometimes your main company screws up, and that's who this criticism is, of course, leveled towards. I want to get into one of my responses. I can't show you because it's a little too specific, but essentially 3 different people all confirmed similar stories, so I'm going to take a little piece from each and share it with you. None of this is true. Fallout 76 has more than 800,000 peak concurrent users, and there hasn't even been any bosses made for Starfield that could be cut. Blades definitely needs more work. It's good they pushed it back. Morale is low because of the negative reaction of Fallout 76, but no one is panicking. Everyone has their head down and is working on content that I think people are going to get really excited about. And I had a couple different emails that basically, some of them were a little more vulgar, some of them a little more spicy, but they all basically confirmed the truth, that this is baloney, a meme, and it's good to hear from developers. And just know that if you do work for one of these companies and you ever feel like you need to correct me, thequartering@gmail.com is always open, and I'm always open to sharing your side and sharing things that may contradict what I'm reporting, because that's important. You have to build trust with people, and I want to do more of this. And it's also gets lost in a lot of the outrage that I want to talk about too, is that, look, there's almost 1 million concurrent players in Fallout 76. We can rip on it all we want, but that's a lot of people that are hoping for this game to get better, that are hoping for this game to be a success. And I think ultimately that's what I want to pull for. It's fun to report on the disaster and all the PR messes, and I'm going to continue to do that because that's fun, and that's also kind of what I do. But I want people to understand, if you play Fallout or if you play Battlefield, ultimately I am pulling for you to get an amazing game. And I'm just doing what I think is right. I'm doing what I hope is correct in fighting for you. And look, if it weren't for the internet outrage machine, I don't think all the premium edition canvas bag people would have gotten their canvas bag. And it's hard to argue with this strategy. Now, obviously, I wish that these companies would simply just do the right thing up front, but it doesn't appear like they're willing to do so. And so we continue the outrage mob. And so good on you, Bethesda, for reaching out, certain people in Bethesda, to give me some information on this. And I hope this is a relationship that they'll continue to keep with me. And, I don't want any confidential information, but if it's in terms of debunking something that's out there, I think it's great. And when I end this video, I want to let you all know that I've put out a huge update on the state of exclusively games. You should read it. I'm going to leave it in the link below. We already have the forum up and the Discord launched, and I give a long update of where we're at and what kind of goals we want. And we're really, really close to hitting that next stretch goal, which I'm hopeful we can do. And as a little secret to you, even though we're a ways away, we're only about halfway to unlocking the user-generated reviews section. I've already started developing it in hopes that we do get there. So check out the Indiegogo. It only runs for a few more days, and there's a lot to see here. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.